Wednesday edition of On the Town. What a wonderful world. Again, we're at Cerritos and Main Street. Great lunch today. We got those vegetables. I can't even begin to describe them. Just unbelievably good and good for you. My guest today is Gail Plowman. Gail was on with me a few weeks back, part of the Tapestry Network, and we were talking about the pageant that's coming up here real soon. Pageant, I think this is the fourth iteration of the pageant that's coming up that's created unbelievable ambassadors for the Downtown Association, a lot of the nonprofits in our community, helping them raise money and whatnot. But Gail, good to see you down in your sash. And do we call you Queen? Do we call you Princess? Or Super Volunteer?
Ambassador and Super Volunteer works.
Oh.
Her Majesty.
Okay, bow. My daughter can curtsy, and we'll take care of all of that. Great. All right, so Melissa Mistler, who kind of got all this going a number of years ago, and a good friend of both of ours, has got behind something that kind of disappeared from Nevada County. That was part of the fabric of Nevada County for many years, and that was the Relay for Life put on by the American Cancer Society. And it's making a resurgence because of the energy that you guys are putting into it. And I'm sure the Sacramento chapter is very, very happy with the response that you guys have given it. So I'd kind of like to give everybody a little update. And Melissa, I'm going to tell you, because you're probably listening, we're going to get into Gail's personal story in the second half of this because it's very compelling. But first of all, give us kind of an update on what's going on. I know I've seen a lot of things flying around, pardon the pun, people getting flocked and whatnot that just started. But can you give us a kind of a thumbnail of what's going on with the Relay for Life and how Tapestry is involved?
I am so excited about this project, John. Tapestry is a Christian business women's network here in Nevada County, and Melissa is our lead volunteer for that, and she has launched us into Relay for Life. And so one of our members was recently flocked, which means that all 12 fake flamingos showed up in front of her business just last night, and that was Joyce Stogner of Party Time. And for $25, you too can flock anybody you want, and we'll help make that happen. It's part of the fundraising effort for Relay for Life this year. M3 Mall was flocked the other night. Dr. Melissa Agnes was also flocked. And so for $25, you can flock anyone you want. For $5, you can find out who flocked you. You can pay $10 for flocking insurance if you don't want to be flocked. For instance, Celia Champagne just paid $20 because she didn't want to have her business or her home flocked. So there's all these interesting things to do. It's all in fun. You get a big sign that says that you're supporting Relay for Life out there. We have the flamingos just because, did you know that there's more artificial flamingos in Nevada County than real ones, John?
Well, I can believe that. I haven't seen a real flamingo since I left Florida.
So this is just one of the fun ways to bring attention to Relay for Life and how we're hoping to really make Nevada County one of those top fundraising events again.
Absolutely. Well, you know, for a long time it was a big hit. I remember Sue Hudson organizing the very first one. Sue was a sales rep or account executive at KNCO for years and years, and now she's over at the Hilltop Senior Living. And but I remember the very first one. I remember taking my 3 daughters to it. Again, was just a little bitty girl, and it was in football stadium, Cooper Stadium, and it just grew from there. And then things then moved to the fairgrounds, and it was huge, and then it kind of petered away. And I think a lot of people got soured on the whole idea, thinking that a lot of the money that was raised left Nevada County, and for a long time I think that kind of was the mantra. But talking to Quillen and some of the other people, as I have since this resurgent was talked about, I'm satisfied that there's a significant impact on Nevada County in a very positive way from this event, and you're nodding your head, so you agree.
I do, John. I checked into this because the American Cancer Society is really huge. And yet Nevada County is all about supporting our local charities, and I'm certainly one of those people as well. I think that you have to realize how significant cancer can affect a person, their family, their friends, the whole community. And the money that we raise through Relay for Life, while it does go to the American Cancer Society, what it helps with is research. So, for instance, our doctors in Nevada County aren't necessarily the ones doing the research, but they certainly benefit from research that is done, and they have the availability to access that information easily. The American Cancer Society also maintains a helpline, a 1-800 line, 24/7, 365 days a year for any questions that you have concerning what's going on with cancer, whether it's for a friend or a family member. Also, another way that people from Nevada County can benefit is if you have a cancer that cannot be treated in Nevada County, the American Cancer Society will pay for your gas and your lodging. If you have to go down, let's say, to LA, they will pay for that so that you don't incur those extra charges for something that your insurance, if you have the insurance for that, will not pick up. And so it really does help out on a local deal as well as an international level.
Absolutely. A lot of patient advocacy that goes on, patient education. Their website's loaded with all kinds of very useful information, and teams people together. I'm sure support groups and whatnot can result from this as well. So, it's encouraging to hear the energy behind this thing. And so, if you want to get flocked or if you don't want to get flocked, how do people get involved in the flocking process?
It's so fun. You can call Melissa Missler Yates at area code 530-205-8462. 205-8462. Or you can go on to the Relay for Life of Nevada County on Facebook and contact us that way as well. We're happy to flock you.
And there'll be pictures of the flockings that have gone on so far. I think they're posted already, so that should be a lot of fun. Okay, David, I'm going to take our break real quick, and when we come back, we'll finish up on Relay for Life and talk about some really interesting things that have happened in Gail Heilman's life. So please stay tuned. KNCO News Talk 830 on a Thursday edition of On the Town from Serena's at Main Street. What a wonderful world it is. This is John Caden. Welcome back, everybody, to our final segment for this Thursday edition of On the Town. Again, we're at Serena's at Main Street. If you haven't had lunch yet, please do come and join us. Again, my guest is Gail Heilman. Gail is a member of the Tapestry Network, also mega volunteer, along with the rest of the gals in the Tapestry Network, all inspired through Miss Melissa Missler Yates, who I don't know where the energy comes from, but she's chock full of it. So Relay for Life is going to be when and where?
Relay for Life this year is going to be June 4th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. over at the Sierra College track.
All right, and so there's plenty of information on Facebook as far as put teams together, becoming a team captain, businesses are joining, and that type of thing.
So we are also looking for members who want to support either by running, walking, or donating, whatever fits your bill. And if you would go to relayforlife.org, you can put in your zip code and you can sign up to be on a team if you'd like to be a team captain. We're also looking for survivors because we will have gifts for them as part of the ceremonies at 10 o'clock.
Absolutely. And a little bit of history. This goes back to 1985, where an oncologist up in the state of Washington decided to start this whole thing, and he ran around a track for 24 hours and was sponsored, would you say, $27,000 just by his own effort?
It was amazing. Dr. Gordy Klatt loved running marathons, and he wanted to help raise more money for his local Cancer Society office. He ran 83 miles, and he had over 300 friends and family who paid $25 to either run or walk with him for 30 minutes during that 24 hours. And I can tell you that last year in 2015, this was an international event. It is the world's largest fundraiser. Over 4 million people were involved in over 20 countries and raised over $5 billion to find the cure to cancer.
So we can do our part and feel comfortable that the community is well served by the efforts, and we'd love to see this really take off again and be what it once was and even more. Okay, speaking of what once was, you used to be a bookkeeper, and 12 years ago you broke your ankle, and you wound up in the hospital. We won't say where, but it wasn't here, and wound up with a very, very, very traumatic experience.
Yes, I did. I broke my ankle on my daughter's 13th birthday, actually. How's that for timing? I used to tell people I was hang gliding off of El Capitan because it's a great story, but I'll let your listeners know I actually fell going out my front door. So after my surgery, I was put on morphine, and I was allowed to push a button anytime I needed more morphine. And I thought I was doing great because I hadn't had to push my morphine for a number of hours. Well, a little bit afternoon, a friend of mine came in to see me, one of my friends from Seroptimus, and found me, and I was blue and not breathing. I had been overdosed on morphine accidentally. The morphine had continued to come into me, which is why I wasn't feeling any pain, and I didn't need to push my button. So she ran and got the nurses, and they were able to bring me back to life.
Okay, so the side effects were unbelievable.
Yes, the side effects were, I had a successful bookkeeping business, and I could no longer continue that. I lost so many brain cells. My short-term and my long-term memory were shot. I have nerve damage to this day. I lost my ability to speak. Thank goodness for Toastmasters. I can put in a plug for Penn Valley Toastmasters. I'm doing a speech there tonight at Players Pizza in Penn Valley at 6:30. And I now have rheumatoid arthritis as a result from that. I walk with a cane. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue less than a year later, and I was in bed for a year and a half because I simply to move or get up.
And look at you now, crown on your head, sash across your chest, and just beaming from ear to ear. Happy with life, got a successful business. Tell us a little bit about that.
My business is called Angels in Alchemy, and alchemy means transformation or transmutation. And I really feel that what happened to me with the morphine was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but it was also the best thing that ever happened to me. I no longer am a bookkeeper, but I absolutely love what I do. I'm a certified aromatherapist. I don't feel like I work anymore. I feel like what I'm doing is playing. I need a new word for that. And my goal is to help people have a better way of life. Beauty and health begins from the inside. And my goal is to educate people on how to work with essential oils, making their own products for themselves, their family, their household, their pets. It's less expensive than than a lot of the chemical-laden products that you find in some of the stores down the road. It's all about learning to take responsibility for your life and making it better. Your health is so important, and it's through prevention, through care of yourself, that this is so important. So I ended up making a line of natural body care products. I make sugar scrubs, I make body powders, sprays, shea butters, and I have my own line of essential oils. And I show you how to make all of those in various classes.
Okay, so how do people get hooked up with your classes? We're going to put you in touch with Dr. Mark Alpern at the California College of Ayurveda, because this is right up their alley, I'm sure, and can access your products to a lot more people. But how can people get hooked up to learn how to make their own?
In two different ways. The best way to reach me is to go to my Facebook page, Angels in Alchemy, and reach me there, or you can call me. My phone number is 530-368-9343. I teach classes from What's Up Coffee right now at 1110 Main Street, East Main Street, with Angie Boots. Or I teach out of my fairy garden, where we're actually working with our herbs and looking at the folklore, the science, the art that goes behind it, and I teach from my garden.
Can people find your products anywhere right now in retail?
Yes, my products are offered just up the street here from Cyrano's. I am at West Wind. Nancy up there has beautiful displays of different stones with energy. She carries my powders and my shea butters.
Well, you're a tremendous inspiration. I had no idea before we sat down here today. I've known you a while, and I didn't know the background story, and very inspirational, Gail. I mean, that was quite something something to go through, and to come out of it, as you said, worst thing that could happen, but the best thing that could happen. And family's okay, and everybody's dealt with it through the crises and come out feeling okay?
It's been a tough road, I have to tell you. It's been almost 13 years since that incident happened. My daughter is now a senior at Chico State. My husband is now a massage therapist. He had to become one in order to help me with some of my side effects, so it worked out great for me. But I really believe that what Eleanor Roosevelt said was, bloom, be happy where you are planted. And I think that's so true. You have a choice. You have two things that are going to happen to you. A, you're going to die, and B, you're going to live until you die. And your choice is, how do you want that life to happen? I want mine full of joy. Easy.
Bringing a lot of joy to a lot of other people in the process through your whole Tapestry network. So, Gail, thank you for taking the time today to be my guest. Best of luck. Say hi to Jeff. Jeff, by the way, retired as the Ag Commissioner for Nevada County, so give him our best.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you having me on today.
Okay, Relay for Life, June 4th at Sierra College, and go to their Facebook page and you can get all hooked up. Okay, thanks for listening.